All right, Senator Eric Schmitt joins us now. And sir, it's good to have you on. Just want to start your thoughts on this really sad day.
I mean, I'm devastated, Rob. Charlie was a good friend, and I think what can't get lost of just as a human being, the tragedy of losing Charlie at 31 years old with a wife and two young kids, and it was just a great guy. I mean, we would talk about, I'm a Cardinals fan, he was, a Cubs fan, and just talking about those kinds of things. I mean, this guy loved life. He loved what he did. He loved America. And it's so tragic, and it hits pretty hard. I mean, this guy was, I remember going down to Arizona to meet up with the president in the final weekend of the campaign, and talking to Charlie and asking him how things were going. And he was just, in his element and doing everything that he loved. And he was working for a purpose and, being on his show, all the things that he cared about. It's so sad. It's so tragic. It's so unnecessary. And, I think also what he was doing, being on college campuses, engaging young people in free and open debate, is such a central part of who we are as Americans. This idea that we resolve our differences through, debate and elections is a really, really important thing for us to hold on to in this country. And tragically, someone took all that away from him and his family, and in some ways our country. And so my prayers tonight are with his family, everybody that loved Charlie, everybody that was friends with him. And for America, it's just a terrible, dark day.
I'm so worried about the fact that we had two really good shots at our now president of the United States last year. I mean, we had a shot that should have hit, that close shot from the rally in Pennsylvania. I don't know how it missed. And then we had very soon after that. We had Florida. We had the golf course. I think it was the fourth hole. Course I've played many times. I looked at that. When the next time I played it, I went over there and I saw how close Ryan Ruth got to the president, and I just thought, damn. I mean, it would have been the easiest shot in the world. I can just picture Trump standing there on that green waiting to putt, and this guy had about 50 yards with a rifle. And if it wasn't for the first guy missing the shot, the second guy would have never been found because that detail wouldn't have been enhanced. The president it's a miracle he's alive. And now we have one of the loudest voices, best supporters of him. The person that turned out the young vote for him is now dead. We are living in a country now that has a very, very, very radical and ugly thing on one side of the aisle. And I'm going to say that I know they've propagandized us to believe that it's both sides and that conservatives are dangerous and white conservative men are the most dangerous thing in this country. That is the biggest load of BS I have ever heard. The Marxist left is the most dangerous entity this country has ever seen because it's eating us from the inside. And it seems like it's so violent, it's so militant, and I don't know where it's going to go next.
Yeah, this is a dangerous road to go down as a country. I mean, we resolve as a country, as a people, to resolve these differences peacefully. And there is no excuse for this violence. And I said the same thing, by the way, in Minnesota when that a state senator, I think, was assassinated.
Yeah.
This was a political assassination. You heard the governor of Utah and law enforcement say it. And he was, again, there's going to be a lot of things to talk about, Rob, and you and I talk about a lot of them all the time. I just really don't want today to go by without, really remembering Charlie Kirk, the human being. And by the way, a devout Christian. I think one of the more unique things about Charlie is he used his platform not just to talk about politics, but to also try to persuade and evangelize about the things that he really believed in his faith and how important his faith in Jesus was and what that meant to him. And we don't hear as much of that anymore. He was a very unique figure in that way and cut through a lot of the noise, met people where they were at, literally and figuratively. And it was just such an important voice for this movement. And but for his family, that's all important, but he was also dad. And a partner. So it's just, I don't know. This hits a little bit different. I know I can tell in your voice too, Rob. It does too. It's just a tragic day.
Yeah, this one got me pretty good. Senator, thank you so much for coming on and taking the time. We do appreciate it.
Yep.